It's still dangerous though.
Dallas
Houston
is
still
dangerous. Fort Worth is dangerous.
definitely.
San Antonio is dangerous. It's a lot of places that's dangerous. But you can go as a black rapper, a black celebrity, and have fun in these towns, long as you don't check in to Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. is the boy. Everything happened around him. He the boy.
Louis.
Not the city of Houston.
I put in a lot of work where the hip hop culture is concerned. I blaze the trail. Yeah.
Everybody is due a chance. You know what I mean? I really feel that way because I feel like if some people know better, they'll do better. And a lot of people do dumb shit because they don't know no other way.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't know better. So I feel like, you know, they do that chance. You know, I even appreciate having that chance for myself, beginning with me. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of shit I wouldn't have done if I would have known better. So, you know, with that combination of wanting that for myself, wanting that for my loved ones, then it's only right to like extend that invitation.
There's a man from Houston, Texas, who looked at the world around him and decided he was going to build something huge. And he actually made it happen. What started as a dream turned into a business empire so deeply tied to Houston that the city eventually gave him his own official day. We're talking about a businessman whose estimated net worth is often placed between $55 million and $70 million, depending on the source. And many believe the real figure could be much bigger because so much of his wealth stays behind closed doors. A large portion of his holdings is private, which means a lot of what he owns rarely makes headlines. His collection of assets is on a level most people can barely imagine managing. We're talking about a 1,200-acre cattle ranch, a private island near Belize, a 12,000 square foot French-style chateau, a boxing company, a wine brand, and even a music catalog connected to some of the most influential sounds in American music. That's a serious lineup by any standard. What makes the story stand out even more is where it all started. Before the wealth, before the business deals, and before the influence, there was a young kid growing up in one of Houston's hardest neighborhoods trying to find a way forward. That kid was James Prince, better known as Jay Prince. Over the years, he built one of the most respected business empires connected to hip-hop and expanded far beyond music into multiple industries, moving with a level of strategy that still surprises many people today. But the Jay Prince story is much bigger than launching a record label. To understand how he reached that level, you have to look at the beginning. Jay Prince was born James Andre Smith on October 31st, 1964 in Houston, Texas. His mother, Sharon Johnson, was only 16 years old when she had him and was already raising his one-year-old sister, Zania. The family lived in Houston's 5th Ward, specifically in the Coke Apartments, an area known at the time for economic hardship and difficult living conditions. Many locals called the neighborhood the Bloody Nickel because of its rough reputation and the daily struggles faced by residents. For families trying to get ahead, opportunities were hard to come by and success stories were rare. Most people wouldn't have looked at that environment and predicted it would produce a future business powerhouse. But Jay Prince kept searching for opportunities and refused to let the odds call the shots. As a young kid, Jay Prince was always looking for ways to make money and create opportunities for himself. He mowed lawns, helped around welding trucks, hunted with family members, and even sold birds and rabbits to earn extra cash. From a very early age, he learned that if you wanted something, you had to go out and work for it. That hustle-first mindset stuck with him and became one of the biggest reasons for his future success. He attended Kashmere High School, where he played football and graduated in 1982. Not long after, he landed a job at Colonial Savings and Loan in the Fault Department. It was his first stable position and seemed like the start of a traditional career path. But life had other plans. Just 2 years later, at only 20 years old, he was laid off. What could have been a major setback ended up becoming a turning point that completely changed the direction of his life. Instead of chasing another regular paycheck, Prince decided to bet on himself and take a different route. Rather than looking for another 9-to-5 job, he purchased an abandoned building on Shepherd Drive on Houston's west side and turned it into a used car dealership. At first, he focused on affordable vehicles that working people could realistically buy, but he quickly showed a talent for spotting bigger opportunities. As the business grew, he moved into the exotic car market, attracting professional athletes and other high-profile customers with deeper pockets. His rise happened fast. and by the age of 21, Prince had reportedly saved more than $100,000. That's a huge achievement for someone so young, especially without a trust fund, powerful connections, or inherited wealth. Everything was built through hustle, smart moves, and a willingness to take risks. Then, at just 23 years old, he bought a house for his mother and purchased a 30-acre ranch for himself. Those decisions revealed a lot about his priorities. Long before the major headlines, the business empire, and the public recognition, he was focused on taking care of family and investing in assets that could grow over time. Those early moves would become a key part of the strategy he followed for years to come. Now let's get into the foundation of what would eventually become one of the most influential labels in hip-hop history, Rap-A-Lot Records. In 1986, inside the same aging two-story building that housed his growing car dealership, J. Prince started opening his doors to local artists looking for a place to record music and chase their dreams. What seemed like a small side venture quickly began gaining momentum. Then, in 1987, he officially co-founded Rap-A-Lot Records alongside Cliff Blodgett, a computer science major from Seattle, who handled much of the label's engineering work. The label's name came from Prince's younger stepbrother, Sir Rap-A-Lot, and the original mission was pretty straightforward: create opportunities for his brother and his circle through music and creativity. But things escalated fast. What started as a neighborhood project soon turned into a business with much bigger ambitions. J. Prince wasn't interested in staying local. He wanted a seat at the table with the biggest names in the industry, and he was willing to go wherever he needed to make that happen. Before long, he was taking Rap-A-Lot straight to New York City, meeting with major music executives such as Lyer Cohen and Russell Simmons at Def Jam. That was a huge move for a young entrepreneur from Houston's Fifth Ward. While many people would have been intimidated walking into those offices, Prince showed up with confidence and a vision he believed could compete on a national level. Those connections helped Rap-A-Lot secure distribution and gain attention far beyond Texas, opening doors that transformed the label's future. Back in Houston, Prince was also putting together a group that would become impossible to ignore. He united Willie D, Scarface, and Bushwick Bill, forming the legendary Ghetto Boys. The group earned recognition for its raw storytelling, fearless approach, and willingness to tackle difficult topics through music. Their work sparked conversations, grabbed headlines, and helped expand the sound of Southern rap at a time when many industry insiders were focused elsewhere. In 1991, their album, We Can't Be Stopped, reached gold certification and became one of the defining hip-hop releases of its era. The project attracted major attention, and its visual presentation became one of the most recognizable images in rap culture. Decades later, people still talk about the album and the impact it had on the genre. Through it all, J. Prince was doing far more than signing artists and releasing records. He had a knack for spotting talent, understanding cultural trends, and helping artists build lasting careers. One of the biggest examples was Scarface, who went on to become one of hip-hop's most respected lyricists and influential voices. His music continues to inspire artists across multiple generations, proving that the moves made during Rap-A-Lot's early years had an impact that stretched far beyond Houston and far beyond the moment. Kanye West has also spoken highly of Scarface's talent and influence. When two of hip-hop's biggest names point to an artist that J. Prince helped develop and bring to a larger audience, it highlights just how far Rap-A-Lot's impact reached. That influence goes way beyond hit records and chart success. Every album sold, every stream played, and every licensing deal that places a Scarface song in a movie, television show, documentary, or other media project adds value to the catalog connected to the label. That's one of the biggest reasons music ownership can become such a powerful long-term asset. While some people focus only on the headlines and famous songs, the real business often happens behind the scenes. A strong catalog can continue generating revenue for years, sometimes even decades, long after the music was originally released. That's the kind of asset many industry veterans spend years trying to build, and Rap-A-Lot assembled one of the most respected catalogs in Southern hip-hop history. But the Ghetto Boys were only the beginning of the story. Under J. Prince's leadership, Rap-A-Lot Records worked with artists such as UGK and many other influential names who helped shape Southern rap. The label played a major role in bringing national attention to Houston's music scene and proving that successful hip-hop could come from outside the traditional industry hotspots. Its influence stretched far beyond the artists signed to the roster. Many entrepreneurs who later built successful Southern-based labels have pointed to Rap-A-Lot as a blueprint for what was possible. Master P has publicly described J. Prince as an important pioneer, while labels like Cash Money Records and No Limit Records rose during a period influenced by the path Rap-A-Lot helped carve out. As for how much money the label generated over the years, the exact numbers have never been publicly disclosed. Since Rap-A-Lot operated as an independent company, much of its financial information remained private. What is clear, however, is that independent ownership can become extremely valuable when managed effectively. Unlike many traditional deals where profits are divided among multiple corporations, independent owners often keep a larger share of revenue from album sales, publishing rights, licensing agreements, and synchronization deals that place music in films, television programs, commercials, and other media. One of J. Prince's most important business moves was reportedly focusing on maintaining ownership of key rights connected to his catalog. At a time when many people in the industry gave up significant control of their music, that decision positioned him to benefit as the music business continued to evolve and new revenue opportunities emerged. Today, in the streaming era, music from Scarface, UGK, the Ghetto Boys, and other Rap-A-Lot artists continues to reach listeners across the globe. Decades after many of these records were first released, the catalog is still generating attention through streams, licensing deals, media placements, and other opportunities. Every time a song is played on a streaming platform, featured in a film, included in a television program, or used in another media project, it adds value to the overall catalog. That's why many music industry observers believe Rap-A-Lot's collection of music remains one of the most important pieces of J. Prince's wealth. Analysts who have tried to estimate the value of the label's assets often point to the catalog as a major contributor to his reported net worth, which is frequently estimated between $55 million and $70 million. The exact number remains unknown because J. Prince has never publicly confirmed his personal finances. Still, one thing is clear: the music business was only one piece of a much larger strategy. To really understand how he built his fortune, you have to look at another area where he has been making moves for decades: real estate and land ownership. Unlike many entrepreneurs who focus on short-term gains, Prince consistently showed interest in assets that could appreciate over time and create multiple income streams. The 30-acre ranch he bought at 23 years old wasn't just a personal purchase. It was the beginning of a long-term game plan that would keep expanding year after year. That strategy became even more obvious with his growing ranch operations. Today, J. Prince owns a 1,200-acre cattle ranch outside Houston, a property he has reportedly operated for more than 2 decades. The ranch is estimated to generate around $200,000 annually through agricultural activities, but the yearly revenue is only part of the story. The land itself represents a major asset, especially considering the continued growth and development in areas surrounding Houston over the years. As property values increase, the ranch becomes even more valuable, adding another layer to his long-term wealth. The Prince family also expanded beyond cattle raising by launching Prince Beef, a direct-to-consumer beef company that has attracted national attention. The business focuses on quality-driven production and sustainable farming practices, creating a premium product aimed at customers looking for something different from large-scale commercial operations. Instead of prioritizing volume above everything else, the company emphasizes careful management, open grazing land, and product quality, helping it stand out in a competitive market. What makes the ranch especially interesting is how one investment turned into several opportunities at once. It became productive farmland, a cattle operation, a food brand, a real estate holding, and a key piece of the family's business portfolio. And that's not where the property investment stopped. In 2019, J. Prince added another eye-catching asset to his collection when he purchased an impressive estate in Heath, Texas, about 25 miles outside Dallas. Described as a French-inspired chateau, the property is hard to ignore. The mansion spans roughly 12,000 square feet and sits on about 5.5 acres of land. Featuring grand Corinthian columns, elegant architectural details, and a mansard-style roof, the estate looks more like a luxury countryside retreat than a typical Texas home. It's the kind of property that instantly grabs attention and reflects just how far the journey has come from those early days in Houston's 5th Ward. Visitors arriving at the estate are greeted by a massive motor court that sets the tone before they even step inside. The entrance leads into a stunning marble foyer highlighted by a sweeping staircase that immediately becomes the center of attention. From there, the property keeps raising the bar. The mansion is loaded with high-end features, including a huge great room with soaring vaulted ceilings, a chef's kitchen outfitted with custom black cabinetry, a private library that opens onto a balcony, a billiards room, a dedicated wine storage area, and a 12-seat movie theater built for private screenings. As if that wasn't enough, the estate also includes a 2-lane bowling alley, an elevator, a secure safety room, and garage space for 6 vehicles. Every corner of the home was designed to make an impression. The property is also equipped with a backup generator system, helping ensure operations continue smoothly even during unexpected outages. It's the type of estate that combines luxury, convenience, and scale all in one place. Outside, the experience continues with a separate guest house measuring roughly 3,700 square feet, complete with its own gourmet kitchen and private amenities. The grounds feature a resort-style pool and spa, a fire pit area, and scenic walking trails winding through mature trees, creating a peaceful and highly private atmosphere that feels more like an exclusive retreat than a typical residence. The estate attracted plenty of attention when it hit the market. The real estate agent handling the listing reportedly said, "This is by far the most unique one I've ever handled. The architecture, the scale, the land, it's unlike anything else in North Texas."
I feel like Jay Prince Jr. is messing up his dad's legacy.
I feel like Smack Wilder, that you asking that dumbass question. I love you to death. Why you asking me that dumbass question when you know the legacy of Rap-A-Lot? Listen, we need to get rid of this mob tag. Ever since mob tag has been in effect, that ain't been up with a bunch of goofy dumbass. Mob tags, Rap-A-Lot. When you think about Rap-A-Lot, we think about strength. We think about business savvy. We think about command. Without Jay Prince Sr., you don't have none of the you see happening in the South. Period. Ain't no more Master P.
That comment alone gives you an idea of how unusual the property is. The home was listed for approximately $4.4 million, and according to local reports, many residents still casually refer to it as Prince Jay's house because of its strong association with his name. But even a property of that size isn't the most talked about asset connected to Jay Prince. One investment that has captured a huge amount of attention is Prince Island, a private island located off the coast of Belize. And yes, this is an actual privately owned island, not a vacation package, not a short-term rental, but a property tied to his growing collection of unique investments. When Jay Prince shared photos and updates from the island on social media, people were instantly fascinated by the scale of the project and the vision behind it. The reactions came fast, with many describing the island as a major boss move and a powerful symbol of long-term success. Supporters flooded the comments with praise, pointing to it as an example of what can happen when years of planning, patience, and smart investments come together. It's easy to understand why the island grabs so much attention. Owning a private island in Belize is an uncommon asset by any standard. No crowded streets, no packed neighborhoods, and very few distractions. Just a level of privacy and exclusivity that most people only ever see in movies or dream about experiencing for themselves. Instead, you have an entire piece of land surrounded by the crystal clear waters of the Caribbean, offering a level of privacy, freedom, and exclusivity that very few people will ever experience. It's more than just a luxury purchase. It represents a lifestyle that most can only imagine. What makes the story even more fascinating is where Jay Prince started. He grew up in a Houston neighborhood known for economic hardship and limited opportunities. Yet decades later, he became associated with a private island in Belize. That dramatic contrast is one of the reasons his story continues to attract attention. Beyond the island, Prince also owns his primary residence in Houston, and it's believed to have additional real estate interests connected to the city. While he has never publicly released a full list of his properties, his long history of investing in land, businesses, and development projects has led many observers to believe his portfolio extends far beyond what is publicly known. From music rights and ranch land to luxury real estate and unique investments, his approach has consistently focused on building long-term value rather than chasing short-term attention. That strategy helped transform a young entrepreneur from Houston into a businessman with interests across multiple industries and asset classes. Another major piece of his empire that often gets overlooked is boxing. While most people immediately associate Jay Prince with the music business, boxing became another important chapter in his career and helped expand both his influence and business reach. He had been passionate about the sport for years and closely followed some of boxing's biggest names and promoters. As his success grew, he became interested in creating opportunities within the industry himself. Around 1998 and 1999, he established a boxing gym in Houston's Fifth Ward. which later developed into the Prince Boxing Complex, a multi-million-dollar recreational facility that supported boxing programs while also providing resources and opportunities for the local community. In 1999, Prince traveled to Las Vegas hoping to connect with Mike Tyson as he explored opportunities in boxing management. That meeting didn't happen the way he expected, but something equally important took place. While spending time at a Las Vegas gym, he met a young fighter who repeatedly introduced himself, Floyd Mayweather Jr. At the time, Mayweather was already familiar with Rap-A-Lot Records and respected what Jay Prince had accomplished in the music industry. What began as a simple introduction quickly grew into a professional relationship. Prince saw enormous potential in Mayweather, and the two eventually agreed to work together, opening the door to yet another major chapter in Jay Prince's business journey. Jay Prince's story is a powerful example of how persistence, vision, and smart decision-making can create opportunities across completely different industries. From the streets of Houston's Fifth Ward to music, real estate, ranching, luxury properties, private islands, and boxing, he built a business empire that continues to draw attention decades later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others who enjoy stories about business, wealth, and success. Also, drop a comment below and let us know which part of Jay Prince's journey surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.